America. It's a happy Mr. Controversy. Representing the 3-point conversion presents Making the Cut. I'm here on Sports Battleground, and this is my NFL diary. Let's get to it, people. It was an interesting week 6 in the NFL. A lot of upsets, a lot of drama, great games. Let's get to it. Of course, you know I got to start with Mr. Controversy's counterfeit teams. We only have one counterfeit team this week. We're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Counterfeit. Man, they're making me look bad because they were my pick to win the NFC North. It's still early, but still, let's be real. They've only had one convincing win this season, and that was against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. But the first win they did get, it was against the Cleveland Browns, which they dominated the first half. Then all of a sudden, Cleveland Browns came back and just barely lost. Then they went to lowly Jacksonville and struggled against the Jacksonville Jaguars. No identity, no running game, but they still struggled against the Jacksonville Jaguars. What is going on, people? Steelers Nation, I know you hear me out there. What's going on? But hey, let's look at it like this. Well, actually, I can't think of nothing good to say. Sorry. But the question is, who's going to get fired first? Will it be Mike Tomlin? Will it be the offensive coordinator, Todd Haley? Or will it be the beloved one, the defensive coordinator for all of those years, Mr. Dick LeBeau? In my opinion, it's probably Dick LeBeau. Now, you know, the Steelers are very loyal, but sometimes you have to let things go. I mean, you don't want to be like the Oakland Raiders. So let's talk about Dick LeBeau. That's my guy. That's my dude. But yet still, you don't have the same players. You don't. It's 2004. Well, it's 2014. So the stuff that you were doing before, people caught up to that. That's what everybody's doing. I mean, you've made that heavy blitz, zone blitz popular. I mean, that's what everybody's doing now. So the league's caught up to that. So, yeah, you're missing Ike Taylor. You're missing my man Jones. Came from Georgia. He's hurt too, but Dick LeBeau, you might have to go, sir. All right. So now, let's talk about the big wins. We're going to make this quick. With the big wins, of course, I got to talk about my Chicago Bears. You say, big win. Y'all played the horrible Atlanta Falcons, which is true. But it's how we won. It's not the fact that we went out and dominated on offense. Jay Cutler threw for 381 yards. The offense is clicking again. No. It's the fact that we held the Atlanta Falcons to 13 points when they averaged 45 points in the dome. They were 2-0 in the dome, and they averaged 45 points. But we held them to 13 points. And we were missing our starting linebacking core. Now, not to say that they were that great, but still, when you have third, second, and third stringers, plus someone from the practice squad that just came off the practice squad Thursday come in and play great or play very good, hey, that's a big win, folks. My second big win team, the Cleveland Browns. Yes, I just talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the fact that they're the Cleveland Browns. They are 3-2. But not only that, they're 3-2. But seriously, the fact that they went in, coming in that game, knowing that they were 17-1, or 1-17, I should say, against Big Ben, and they came in and dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow, the Cleveland Browns. Remember when people were saying that Hoyer, they don't know if he would last 5 games, or even 3 games to the bye. Remember they said Johnny would be a distraction and he would take over. Man, kind of forgot Johnny Manziel was on that team, huh? So, but it's been a big season for Hoyer. I mean, that's my dude, man. He should get the I Get It In award, but we're not giving that out this week. But still, big win for Cleveland Browns. Now, we have to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. I know everybody's talking about them. Everybody's have them on this segment, on the radio, podcasts, whatever. Everybody's talking about them. But, they're not Mr. Controversy. I keep it real, and I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. So let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys. Why is everybody hating on them? Why are everybody hating on them? I mean, they're 5-1, folks. When people stated and said, and I have it recorded. People were saying that they won't win 2 to 3 games. I said they were going to be horrible. Because why? They lost so many people. They lost DeMarco Murray. Not DeMarco Murray, I'm sorry. They lost DeMarcus Ware. They lost a few other players. My man Sean Lee went down. Stuff like that. They still have Jerry Jones as the owner who wants to be the general manager and a coach. But wow, 5-1. Not only that, they went into Seattle and beat the Super Bowl champs, Seattle Seahawks. People say, well, Seahawks are 3-2. They're 3-2 because Dallas Cowboys beat them. You don't understand. You don't go to Seattle and beat Seattle like that. Yeah, Seattle had a chance to come back at the end of the game, but at the same time, they dominated Seattle. Made plenty of mistakes and yet still dominated. But not only that, they ran the ball. DeMarco Murray had over 100 yards against that defense. Wow. That doesn't happen to Seattle, folks. But when I think about Dallas Cowboys today, don't they kind of remind you offensively of the Cowboys in the 90s? People say, Mr. Controversy, you tripping. But think about it. Look at Troy Aikman. Very good quarterback. Wasn't great, but very good quarterback. I mean, in today's world, people say he was a game manager. But, I mean, you wouldn't have to throw for 300 yards when you have Emmitt Smith. But very good quarterback. Didn't make a lot of mistakes. Accurate. Look at Romo. Romo doesn't make a lot of mistakes. It's just that he's like a plane crash. When he makes a mistake, which he doesn't make a lot of, he might throw 7 picks a season, but like a plane crash. There's not a lot of plane crashes, or a lot of plane don't crash and, when they're flying. But when it does happen, it's a disaster. And that's Tony Romo. But still, he's a very good quarterback. Let's look at the offensive line. There would never be another line like Dallas Cowboys of the 90s. But this offensive line they have now is probably the best offensive line we've seen in 5 or 10 years in the NFL. Beasting. And they're making DeMarco Murray look like a Hall of Fame running back. And DeMarco Murray is a beast. But it's past the time that he usually gets hurt. And he's still healthy. So, man, but like Emmett, you look at Emmett. Emmett was a great, you can't compare any running back to Emmett. But at the same time, with that line, when Emmett got past that line and he's 7 yards without getting touched, he was hard to bring down. DeMarco Murray, the same thing. Look at the results. 743 yards in 5 games or 6 games. Beasting. Then look at Dez Bryant. Look at Michael Irvin. Same type of wide receiver. Make big plays, hard to cover. They might not get 10 catches for 200 yards, but I guarantee you they get to 5 or 6 for 80-something yards, 90-something yards, and a tough catch. And then look at the tight end. The best tight end in Dallas Cowboys history, Witten. And you compare him to Novacek, what Novacek was to Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. I'm telling you, people, offensively, they're looking like the same team in the 90s. Now, let's get to my main event, main topic. It's a person by the name of Jason Yoki, shout out to you, baby, on Facebook. And Jason stated that He don't care what anyone says. He thinks Kaepernick is better than Russell Wilson. He would take Kaepernick before Russell Wilson. Why? Because Kaepernick can throw the ball, which is true. Kaepernick can run the ball, run like the wind, which is true. And he stated that Russell Wilson, all he does is hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch and run around and scramble. Wow. So, I have to talk about this, people. So, it's a good debate. But the thing is, I look at Kaepernick. Kaepernick got an arm like a cannon. And he can be accurate sometimes. But he's elusive. You know, once he gets to running, it's hard to catch him. But now, let's look at Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has a strong arm. Not as strong as Kaepernick, but has a strong arm. He's very accurate, all of the time. Can't run like the wind like Kaepernick, though, but he can run, scramble, get away. Now, my man Big TJ, shout out to you, homie. He said it. Other people said it that they call Russell Wilson a game manager, which is crazy. So you're a game manager. Why? Because you have a great running back and you have no receivers. So you're a game manager because you have no receivers, but yet still you throw for like 220 something, 240 yards, which is pretty good with no receivers, no tight end, and you make plays. You drop back and throw the ball. It's not like you're doing a gimmick offense. You know, you're dropping back and throwing the ball. All right, Kaepernick. Kaepernick have very good receivers, a very good receiving core with Bowden, Stevie Johnson, Crabtree, and Davis. And we won't call him a game manager because he throws the ball, even though he has Frank Gore and the new addition, Carlos Hyde, which is nice. So, who would you take? Now, let's do this. Let's switch Kaepernick and put him on Seattle's team and put Russell on San Francisco's team. Man, Kaepernick has a beast at running back. But look at his receivers. Can Kaepernick do what Russell Wilson does with that horrible wide receiver set? And please, if you're watching, please answer this. I want you to notate this answer. I want your answer. I want to see what you say. But if Russell was in San Fran with those receivers, would Russell be better than Kaepernick? Would he take them to the Super Bowl? I really want your answer. Say what you feel. But you know I'm going to tell you my opinion. Heck yeah. Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Kaepernick. Kaepernick can throw, and he's accurate sometimes. And he runs like the wind. I mean, Jason hit on the nose. He runs like the wind, and he's hard. He's elusive. His elusiveness and his determination to win in big games, especially playoff games, it's uncanny. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to match. But when you have Russell Wilson, who I really think, when he steps out on the field, he's always, if not the top, the second best player on the field. Just because he can not make mistakes, we'll say that. He's very smart, very accurate, make big plays, turn bad plays into big plays, and just get the job done, lead his troops to victory. They're similar in a way, but at the same time, again, if you put Russell Wilson in Kaepernick's shoes right now, I guarantee you he will have a better career or better season than Kaepernick would in Russell Wilson's shoes with those receivers. Not saying Kaepernick's not good. I'm just stating if he had no receivers, how good would he be? If Russell Wilson has or had Kaepernick receivers, how good would he be? Answer the question, people. I want to hear you. But once again, it's Mr. Controversy on my NFL Diary, representing the 3-point conversion presents Making the Cut here on Sports Battleground. Shout out to my man, Big TJ, my boys, Big Google, Will the Sports Guru, Big Juggernaut, Wade Mefford, my cameraman, Jason Yoki, Lamont Brodus, Mr. Sportsologist, Jeremy Steed. Who else? James Fitzgerald, Tony the Assassin Stewart, Miss Dory. Who am I forgetting? I mean, everybody who watches. The man Get With It Sports. Everybody that watches, I appreciate you. Please keep watching. Please subscribe. And you know how I do it. I'm out.